And joining us now to discuss it, the Motor City Madman and his songwriting partner, Ira Dean. Say hello to Ted Nugent and Ira Dean. Fellas!
Greetings, Jimmy. Ira, I love you.
What is going on?
Ira, first and foremost, I want to thank
you, Ted.
How about it? Ira, I want to thank you for being here, because every time I interview Ted, I wish I had backup.
I got your backup, Jimmy. Hey, girl, I'm with you, buddy.
I just got hit with a defibrillator to keep up.
No, it's a thing. Listen, I've been tased during several of these interviews with Ted, but I'm usually tasing myself, to be clear. Guys, I love what you did here. I love Charlie Daniels, and I want you to know this. Ted, you might know this. Ira, I don't know if you do, but I work, obviously, with Sean Hannity. I was just on tour with Sean Hannity, filming something called Punchlines and Patriots, and he loved Charlie just the same and is prone to singing Devil Went Down to Georgia at live events. And he does a pretty good Devil Went Down to Georgia. Have either of you ever seen Hannity's Charlie Daniels impersonation?
No, and I'd like to keep it that way.
I got to tell him that. He'll laugh. He would love that. Give me, Ted, you can lead off here. Give me some insight into how this happened and why, because I love Charlie Daniels. Go ahead.
Thanks for having us on, because we're really celebrating a pillar of God, family, country, law, and order, being the best that you can be. I think Charlie Daniels, he didn't know it at the time, but he projected effervescent masculinity. Mm-hmm. And Ira and I deserve each other. We deserve you, Jimmy, because Charlie Daniels was there on the front lines before there was a thing called political correctness or the cancel culture. Mm-hmm. And he was always unafraid. And Ira and I met each other at a charity event down in Florida, raising money for the hurricane victims. And we hit it off because we love the great outdoors. We love the mystical flight of the arrow. We love Charlie Daniels. We love soul music. We were raised by Chuck Berry and Bo Diddley and Little Richard, Motown, as was Charlie Daniels. So and I got to clarify, because I did not author this song, but when my Gibson Birdland comes in and plays on a piece of material, my guitar will take some sort of credit for it. And Ira was gracious and loving enough to invite me to play guitar in this, and I really, as Ira did, put our heart and soul into saying, thank you, Charlie Daniels, what you stood and fought for, we are continuing to stand and fight for. That's what the song is all about.
I love that. We're talking to Ted Nugent and Ira Dean. The new song is called What Would Charlie Daniels Do? Give me this, fellas, as just a random point of curiosity, because I was on a 600-mile road trip with my family this weekend, and we listened to Devil Went Down to Georgia, of all things. And I want to know this, as guitar guys, especially you, Ted. Did the devil play the fiddle? Does that ring true, or would he be shredding a Gibson guitar?
I guarantee he would not play a Gibson Birdland, because he'd hurt himself. My Birdland has a low threshold of feeding back and scaring people. So my guitar, would like to think, is the Michael Archangel of guitars, and the devil would be running scared. And I got to tell you, Ira and I cut from the same cloth as Charlie Daniels. Once again, Jimmy, thank you for standing up and promoting and celebrating truth, logic, and common sense, condemning outright evil out there. And that's what this song really accomplishes, because that's what Charlie Daniels accomplished.
I love that. Ira, let me throw this at you, man, because I know, I guess it came out in April. Did I Got Roads? That came out in April, and that was kind of chronicling your exploits with the likes of the John Osbornes and Vince Gills of the world. Is that correct?
That is correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I did an album. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead. You got the floor, man. Let's go.
I got called to do an album. I just got done. I co-wrote Am I the Only One for Aaron Lewis.
Yes.
I produced Aaron Lewis's last two albums. And a record label called me up, and they said, it's time for you to make one. And I thought they were kidding. And I was like, if you're serious, I'm serious. So I wrote 10 of the 12 songs on the album. They're all chapters of my life, from the bad, the broken, to the healing and blessed. And I recorded with guys that have changed my musical compass throughout my whole musical history, from Ronnie Dunn to Vince Gill to Steve Ferroni from Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. And of course, Ted Nugent, who should be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, but I won't get into that. You know, I remember being a kid, and, you know, I wanted to be like my brother. We grew up broke. You know, my brother got records and we had to share them. And he came home with Double Live Gonzo and Cat Scratch Fever.
Yeah, he did.
And I freaked out. And there was magazines back then called Free Magazines. and it was all rock stuff. And I would look through them and see Ted riding a buffalo and shooting arrows. And I was like, I got to be like this guy. This guy, he made me want to be an entertainer.
Amen. Can I tell you something? My 16-year-old son, Lincoln, his go-to rock song is Stranglehold.
It's everybody's go-to rock song. I spent the 4th of July communicating with Navy SEALs and Army Rangers and Delta Force and some commando warriors that don't have any designation. They're off the charts, if you know what I say. And they all reference that Stranglehold is the song they play when they're gearing up for good over evil. We just celebrated Project K9Heroes.org. Project K9Heroes.org, and Jason Johnson in heaven, they came here with a couple of these great canines, and Stranglehold was brought up just spontaneously. People stop me on the street and they go, Uncle Ted, Stranglehold! So I know I hit a nerve there. That's a great, great love song.
Do you want to laugh? I'll tell you really quickly how that song made it into my son's life. I wish I could take credit, but it's not true. And I hope I don't get somebody in trouble. But somebody on YouTube, Ted, made a montage. There's a New York Giants Hall of Fame linebacker named Lawrence Taylor, LT. The greatest defensive player ever to live in the NFL. Unfortunately, the 30-yard line would go missing from time to time because he snorted it during a timeout. But he was just an absolute murderer on a football field. And somebody put together a montage of every sack he ever accumulated in the NFL to Stranglehold. And it's the most vicious thing in the world. And my son's football team watches that montage before every game. So you are also like a pregame win one for the Gipper speech now, Ted. How does that feel?
Well, this is the 50th anniversary of Stranglehold. We still play it at all the concerts. We're still doing concerts. We're playing the Wisconsin State Fair, Waukesha, Wisconsin, July 18. And Stranglehold and Fred Bear and Cat Scratch Fever and all the love songs like Wang Dang, Sweet Poo-Tang will be on the front lines. But the movie Invincible, they use the song Stranglehold. And I usually will shoot people that dare edit my masterpieces. But the movie Invincible utilized our masterpiece Stranglehold to the best graphic imagery I could have ever imagined. You know, overcoming overwhelming odds and stick-to-itiveness and tenacity and defiance and middle fingers on fire. So that song means a lot to everybody. And I got to tell you, I'm an old man. I'll be 77 this year. But when I played, Ira will tell you, when I recorded on What Would Charlie Daniels Do, he made me start the intro of Stranglehold as if he could have stopped me. And even today, all these years later, I get goosebumps when I play that lick. It is so Motown. It is so Little Richard Defiance. It's so soulful. I love that stuff.
Oh, amen. We're talking to the great Ted Nugent. We're talking to the great Ira Dean. We're having a grown-up talk about America and the late, great Charlie Daniels as we're honoring him on the 5th anniversary of his passing. Do you guys feel, as two people who understood what Charlie meant to society and what those values meant to this country, do you feel like we're turning a page and getting back to that a little bit with Trump's win and his successes in the White House in terms of America First policies? I'll start with you, Ira. Do you think we're turning a good corner again and we're in a better place?
Yes, it's about time too. And first, I want to go back to one thing. I can't believe I'm going to correct Ted Nugent, but though he wasn't there to pen that song, his guitar playing made that song. It took it to a whole new level. So yes, he helped write that dang song with his Birdland.
Thank you.
All right, good.
But yeah, after these last 4 years of political correctness in the music industry, and it was hard to be a conservative in the music industry. You had to have some thick skin. But my God, my dad made a thick-skinned son. So, but I'm starting to see a lot more musicians taking pride in that flag and taking pride in our country and not scared and not backing down, which is great. It's about dang time. Yeah, I'm proud of our country. I'm proud of that flag, and it tears me up to see somebody burn that thing. They can burn it on TV, but they ain't going to burn mine. I guarantee you that.
Amen. We love you for that. And Uncle Ted, would you say that the compass is fixed now and it's pointing society in the right direction? What do you think?
Well, Jimmy, we've known each other a while. We know each other intimately. It's pretty simple. We're God, family, country, Constitution, law and order, work ethic, being the best that you can be, making risks and sacrifices to be in the asset column. Believe me, that has never gone away. I have been touring now for 68 years, and every band member, every audience, every crew, every truck driver and bus driver, they live by that moral compass of excellence, of putting your heart and soul into being in the asset column for your family, your workplace, your bandmates. So it's never gone away. but with the dishonesty, the abject dishonesty of academia, Hollywood, and the media and our government. They literally lied about that constitutionality, that conservatism, that's conservation, hunting rights, Second Amendment rights. They've just lied about it. It's always been there, the truth, logic, and common sense, but now it's coming to the forefront because we had enough with the Joe Biden mentally ill, spiritually deranged administration, and Donald Trump could just keep coming down that escalator. In fact, I made a great analogy the other day, which I want to do, that I would expect that in the old days, Charlie Daniels would have come down the escalator, because Charlie Daniels, what would Charlie Daniels do? The song in the video is literally Trump. It's literally the Trump, the MAGA, the Make America Healthy, Make America Strong Again, Make America Glow Again, Make America Proud Again. That's really what Charlie Daniels, and that's what Ira channeled in this masterpiece composition. I'm so proud to be a part of it.
Yeah, I really think you guys nailed this, man. This is epic stuff. The song is called "What Would Charlie Daniels Do?" It is available now. Ira Dean wrote it. Ted Nugent stole the show with his guitar. Yes. I think this is all around awesome stuff. Ira, it's just you and me listening. Ted, cover your ears. What is Ted Nugent like to work with?
Man, Ted, cover your ears. He was actually a pleasure, man. Yeah. That solo he played was his first take. Mm-hmm. I called him up and I said, "Are you serious about playing on this thing?" He's like, "Yeah." He goes, "But it's deer hunting season. I can't do it right now." I said, "No, I got to get it done. I got to get this thing done." And when I deer hunt, I go in at first light and I usually come down at 10 o'clock and I go back in the woods about 2. Is that what you do? And he goes, "Yeah." I said, "So you got like a 4-hour window there, right?" Mm-hmm. He's like, "Yeah." I said, "I'll see you tomorrow." And so I called my producer in Muscle Shoals and I said, "I'm driving to Muscle Shoals right now. Grab a Pro Tools rig. We got to get out of here." And he's like, "Where are we going?" I said, "We're driving to Waco. Ted Nugent's going to play on this record." So I picked him up. I drove 13 hours down to Waco. I got there at 5 in the morning. Mm-hmm. We got a hotel room. Went to Ted's place. He came in his camo, and we set up everything. He played it once, nailed it, gave me a couple backups. I tell you what, nobody knows more about music than Ted. I mean, he can take you to rock and roll college. And I love it. I love listening to the stories.
Well, I love that. And
we got done. We ate backstraps wrapped in bacon, and I jumped on the road and came home. That was it.
Oh, God, what a country. And just give me this, Ira. Ted always claims that when he plays his guitar, the animals start mating in the woods. Did you witness any animal orgies during Ted's guitar solo?
I saw four squirrels locked up like Legos and fall out of a tree. I swear.
I'm inspirational on a spiritual level.
Ted Nugent,
man, baby making music,
inspiring a whole new type of zoo. That's great stuff. You guys, I love you both before this, but I love you that much more after this. This is epic stuff. The song "What Would Charlie Daniels Do?" One of these days, you got to come discuss this on my Saturday night TV show. It'd be amazing to have you guys.
I would love that. What Charlie Daniels Do video is the #1 video in the world, Jimmy. What? So it's obviously connecting with the heart and soul of a lot of real music lovers and a lot of real patriots. And we'd love to come to New York, but it's much too far from the Nugent Swamp to make that trip.
All right, fine.
And I also want to say, I also want to say, if anybody downloads this song, a portion of the proceeds go to Charlie Daniels' charity, the Charlie Daniels Journey Home project, which helps military personnel transition into civilian life again. So we're going to give part of it to that. And I think Charlie would love that.
Yeah, that's awesome stuff. Fellas, take a bow. I thought they were going to cut our mics like 5 minutes ago. I can't believe they let this happen. But I think we peaked at Lego locked squirrels falling out of a tree, for the record. Great stuff, boys. Thank you both.
Take care.
Thanks, Jimmy. Thanks, Ira. I love you guys.
You guys are the best. Take care.